my years gasha and into 2020 my years gasha.
Okay.
Many years gasha.
Okay.
Simple.
Okay.
No, ebi no omunim.
Okay.
You can no more beka.
Okay.
President Mama no kwa years gasha in his current position or just pension. That's all.
Okay. Kennedy appears to say Debbie. Felix say Samuel say end of service benefit.
There's no end of service benefits. Nothing. Nothing.
Okay.
Now say a chief of staff no in charge of salary. You can ask the chief of staff so on for any end of service benefit man. There's nothing like that. Yeah for a year man. Obi no oje as gash and end of service benefit dia. O man penin ankasa no. Apart from say Ofio konwa so 2016. Buying pennyful and work Article 71 in RGB, including judges and MPs. Beyond that, a pension. The same thing President Kufuor General and Onosoji, which is equivalent to the salary of the sitting president.
3 months by 3.
A 4 months. Which one? No. Pension is just monthly payment. Salary of Mampene General. The president will retire on that. To send a Supreme Court judges. But say what JS Gasha wants, that's it. Won't you? As aid to President
Kofi Emmanuel say Felix is always on point. Mr. Host, have you seen you are not asking questions? We also say Sarah Bediako say Felix, great job. Thank you for the insight. Maxwell Jimanso Kase Felix, give government credit where it is due. Don't lump it together. Great job, bro. Sansona Kwajo Esiama Esodiaba. Or see, this is a too known guy. He knows everything. Do you know the worth of a cathedral? As you sit there talking. Na unim cathedral also okay.
So would the party here? And one say Bibion baby as self was. So we a nipa to begin with. Me, Sir Esgasha say mama Benin Mama Castle Betrum. Now you will be the one in this morning in your dream. But I supported it because I thought it made sense. So it should be possible for you to be a member of MPP and still disagree with that deal being himself and to maybe sir or not one. Or person chair me say between Sir Cathedral and then replaces our schools and trees. Cathedral near Papa Sena. How can you talk like that?
Michael and so say Felix, well spoken, but you are nowhere near the finance minister. I don't think that conversation.
And now, finance minister now.
So don't go that way. My correction is saying.
Oh, forget it. Oh, I understand the job. Again, you see, ignorance. A hard empire. Winning be not one too. Finance minister in any civilized jurisdiction. Okay, I permanent for these outcomes. What can I kwesi kwati? Ghana niba kwesi kwati na obeye
UK
photo sound for edema UK. Odi boso mepe. Akwaka asem bi keke. Ena UK economy no e sha ase se pinten ebem. Entempa na ye yinadi. Who can tell me say Kenofriata has done well? He is the worst finance minister Ghana enya. By what share institutions that is what it is. Even the fact say we have defaulted a car dear as a man you to mean alone. It's a sign of failure. Or no, any chairman of economic management team, any entire membership of IEMT no have failed. Into how do you come and tell me say men is these failures? How? You see, and so munya ahobrasie. In addition to failure, the last thing you should be doing is arrogance. What is Kenofriata record? Finance Minister Ghana, he ranks the least. That is a fact based on performance that may come. In terms of education, he is not the highest trained. They are PhD holders, finance ministers. Even within MPP, I'm not sure say he is the most qualified person to be finance minister. I believe say Dr. Akotuo say he would have made a better finance minister based on his track record. But in terms of outcomes, he is the worst. So we are then ebe pejano beyond a certain station. They are mu ye nyina and what's the outcome? Ene ya de kan ye ntumi ntia. We've defaulted. Maji amanfo sika almost 100 billion in domestic debt. And yet you are exalting the finance.
Okay, so let me walk you through some of the macroeconomic developments in 2023.
Sure.
Then we can have a conversation and a wrap up. Overall first quarter growth for 2023 was 4.2%, up from 3.0% recorded for the same period in 2022. headline inflation eased in the first half of 2023 from the peak at 54.1% in December 2022. Headline inflation gradually trended downwards from 53.6% in January 2026 to 42.5% in June 2026. Cumulatively, the Ghana cedi depreciated by 22.1% against the US dollar in the year to July 17th, 2023, compared to 21.1% in the same period in 2022. Total export receipts fell by 79%, that's to $8.17856 US dollars on the back of lower crude oil export receipts. Crude oil exports declined by 41.3% year on year due to a 21.4% decline in the volumes and 25.3% fall in prices. Gross international reserves dropped from 6.2 billion US dollars at the end of December 2023 to 5.3 billion US dollars, 2.5 in June 2020, reflecting BOG's objectives of reducing the foreign liabilities in line with the IMF program. So these are the on domestic macroeconomic developments in 2023. Doesn't mean that Ayonkofa and IMF kofa no a certain level of discipline on what we are doing now.
The starting point of the conversation is say Sansu Abobodi and what you do. A yes, the MPP better ya nah. The answer is no. Until there's not even a conversation in terms of failure, because in some measures here, me can manifesto promise actually to see say there is a basis. They were specific. At every time, we must compare to what they promise. Number two, sa figures here, wow, Bobo Ding. A yes, and the number 2016 and now, but who can papa? Even in terms of last year and this year. Last year, Minister Nobekasha FM, the GDP growth, and only a Sika Ghana Sika Sem, the Cassia Ayano, a Yini Bemuno. 2022, Yeni by 3.1%, or Hanche Mummi and Sa and H. Pobako. A few way, ye banging by 1.5%, or Hanche Mubako and Nefa. How can that represent good performance? Menoka say, last year, now your import cover, 2.7 months. Minister, they say, a fee, a 0.8 months, a no Musome Bako cry. Your budget deficits. A year 2021, now a year 12.1%. A year 12%. 2022, now 12%. Primary deficit. And your papa ends near a few tremono. Into no woman say, there's not one indicator here, papa. Number 3, and then MP4 at the IMF A2 1. And yet MP Koya, and I'm not eligible near anymore. Omuka said, IMF says, IMF for me among some form. Sabi, Chamucha boy in opposition in Ano. No more say ya kwa IMF. Go back a year. And Pembe Breno, Emsana crowd said, it was a legitimate point. See a banner ya bo MPP abanechi e was kasamon to Tianwa. Now Asama will be say, Nasa Omonko IMF, and I'm. So the IMF was their last straw. And then Omako IMF. So the very first one called IMF no, it's an indication say you failed by your own standards. And now my number 4. What share conditions are if IMF anymore? It is the worst we've had in our history. Because our domestic debt exchange, it was an IMF conditionality. Say yes, IMF and ya was work. It was share minister no budget no one can say they have front loaded some of the fiscal measures. Just say and yama a more dinner dia much their brain no. Omo dia brain ni ya ebene eto akọ so bi. So far ye kan ya since MPP ba memo there are over 30 taxes omo dia ba. Say omo read the budget no can say VAT into move by any another excise duty and also by MA pintem bi akra wo parliament. And which you know there is a net freeze on employment. And which you know on my domestic debt exchange. Me no can say Omas announced about 2 weeks ago. Oma announced some be for this time the pension funds can and na cocoa bills and na a year dache bonds are ding na kan ho bi. It woke up one almost 200 billion nka yesika say nko Ghana for butum na ban so on farmer wo mo e wa bra mo de abone bosia. There's nothing in this budget in the economic performance Emma MPP for enya ginesibre eka so ma bom homodin. It is the worst performance ever. Inflation. Who can say inflation above from? Oma yini, omo be so Ghana mu no. Na se wo ni bia ma producers no enye ne ntam fa bi mrew. Wo dey read the President Akufo-Addo the first State of Nation address I think it was in March 2017. And so kasa we no be 1 week pepe and the finance minister so ebe read the budget. Oma yini hwe sa documents menu mu. Kasa ya President Akufo-Addo ne kado friata eka fa economic indicators na was abre. Sabre na inflation is 15.4%. Omahini. Na your deficit no 6.3%. Na eka ye de no 120 billion. And inflation is 42.5% for June. Omahini say okay say 2 weeks ago you to petrol mu. And so menya ntie say ebe cost by 9%. Be sure say ye program na ekọ. Say na omota ye no. And adwono ma ye to be ko na che say ye de abo. Sa na ma mienu. Ebema inflation asa akosuru biom in July. So inflation ebe kosoro. Now even target almost set for 31.5% inflation at the end of 2023 no. Me mean say it will be more. But even if they achieve it, it is still far higher than what they came to inherit. It will be anywhere before can omutumi edition in the mismanagement of the economy. Now we no see abo amukoko. Ye kwa ye be nyina ade a edi yenya ade a me ye be gina sa bia we eye ebosia ye boy a na yamfa hwe yie antom. Reckless borrowing, that is the brain of our problems. At this point, here wrap up your conversation. Sure. Now we are into prescriptions. Sure. Abino jitumse or a very tight corner as a result of a lot of factors. Baby out, you've been able to criticize government. After what criticize ya ban we no e dey na obe to say baby ye do as o mind say ye o mind se wo fi no me fa say adwuma we manu de so na so na me mpemu bibi nti na multimedia penifo yi wedi na e dey other station fa ana say bia business bia ye no na ekofo your lifestyle will change boa se na wo wo ka me nu a bia beton ba ko na de ba ko no ato ba bi na sika be fi maba no wo de ahwe nkwala ni oba no meboa into the first you adjust. That's the first thing you do. Adjustment no so when say it must be substantive. Sisi am no work say waji bond holder sika say won fa mom because won tumi ntia. Omo aye de omo ka wa ma no ne no wo se won tumi ntia. Na mom aban ne kase a ya di sika no so won ye ho hwe. Chef Last House. How do you have over 337 political appointees for what? What call communication division of Last House and nipa be 18 for what? And ran kwa me hu say obi ne dibia ne say or government spokesperson on governance o ma hini eno so ne dia be ye wo bi or government spokesperson on infrastructure say minister of Western House and Bahar nkomo ni be di ye antaso mu e den no kan ya wanti ase minister no so no ono awo na kwala on ne na ma o ye ne special assistant o sa so wo PRO wo ministry or information service ni aban afa na ye tua ne ka na dwuma ne se obebo sa ministry no omo nwuma ho dewuro yet asa akwafa obi a sa abaye bibia ono so mra meka beyond this structure wo ko ministry sa omo wo say omo ka say regional ministers omo deputies but when me say each regional minister or special assistant ye de na ka office of the president staff each regional minister or special assistant or what payroll so at office of the president. Iti eyesika say eno na eman amafo akase wo no pese ye no ye de etu ho ache eboa we are sacrificing ye de ho ba for yama na wo mo be sacrificing. Iti government must do a drastic reduction of cost by making sure say nipa so maban no kwa no it is reduced to a bare efficient minimum. And then omampeni ma ye kase ono no ba ban mu a ministers 60 yet they will be efficient. Nancy sanitation minister once a month. Amai would you pass say sanitation? I do any sebi enwura ho sam na nsuo. Ministers and so watch by into ye nsuo e kan ho to me nyesa adwuma. Colizada na onye Western Housing Minister, or ye in charge of West and water. Meboa. Amai ni railways ministry. See the car transport ministry one amai ye bebo. local governments omuntu may handle sanitation yet we enye this assemblies na so why do you need a special ministry for sanitation? Fisheries they can't agree ko ho ebebo well the government must show commitment to say okay ni bi ebrebi etwam sisi ade ho akire nti obi a ebo afole yes say yentumi ntua bond no de sika dia yeso yenye ne ye be kire say asempa ade a ya crowd say yeso ye bebo afole ni bi etoso mi no government must prioritize ne tie ne say usike kita hunu sha you do the most important things first nti na ne here in Ghana education in fact social services adisua apomodene nkwala yedie ema yedie empenifo yedie any basic things here you must cut out all forms of waste and not in a make a cathedral no say it is a most wasteful expenditure obien obetumi convince me say that thing is a priority. Now I was shocked our bro man penny to be gina simply so catch say it is topmost priority. How in this time? How even a minister say or jisika 100 million e dey complete this agreement ebusuafo akotena mo kometi aka onye say sika no oba ye man is the class on fanti got yet abani susu say ese ekotuam na donko Ghana nkran amountain so near $58 million gum. Oh yes sir, you are showing that you are not a serious government in terms of prioritizing. You cannot govern a country like that and expect to say omani be ye. Inti government must prioritize. Even in prioritizing, you do the most important things first. Etoso no no. Omo tie the two omo me so tested yaba and social intervention social intervention you can na bomu no. Ne puma sibre anything. And so man na bo. We cannot pay our debts into aka ye de. Into ya ban ya. Wo ye de hia ansa wa ye de fata. Omahene. Hwe se enkwala 1 million. Eda omefuso. Ete from esua de. We ye basic enhyase school, basic level. Ye wo school adanya egunu yase anasa in dilapidated structures. Ebi wa abrodu nkwa. Ye do say capital we ke bi wo. O compare do a wo ko school da ha rebel. 5,400 are buying to me. In fear 90 textbooks are buying to me printed bi oniska. Na say ya na ye buffer stock for so hu some see ho. Man no ekobo twi wo say omo dwom sika. School feeding for the acha na otwe mienu bi omo ti aban so etua tintis ko kira ban. Wo so won to me ntia. 6 terms ni won to me ntia capitation grants. And yet push just one segment of education. Now when we say kwala na wo no omaso abato nti wo pompu sika wo nyina agu ho then the others die, but it cannot be because of abato. Oh now why? Oh David no make your point. No it cannot abato nti David say wo yen hihye ya don't factor in too much of social and political. No it cannot be so. You are rational human beings. Obia obesi dan obebo dan no so answer what foundation. It's not being reasonable. If at basic level, these are the challenges you face, now we can concentrate on one segment because some of them are voting age. Then you are prioritizing political advantage over reasonable investment. Sana assemblity. It's asama down. Yan can you say omahine? One central for some would do any money kind of question. But a nuclear NDC nuclear. That's what you have to understand. Mama several examples. And I make sure say Sana Montuno. You are unable to conclude that priority is as a result of it's politically tainted. It's because reasonable inference. Reasonable inference. What is your priority? What is your priority? Some crime may be BD as a way to do me. It is our uncle about any kakra. In fact, we be 18. Who will me be about 27 by 25. Seven fast. I want you to have a power now. Pay the animal 1 hour money benefits. Absolutely. A reasonable judgment as a human being, as opinion with you. So when you be a new crown money the dear, say a yama. Since I will be the Nankolani Besu and I do Adrian Wasu. So would you no ho? Now what to shoot, you are not being responsible. Shouldn't be now say but mano you are not a responsible leader. Sana assembly or my would job basic education manage ja. Now say me tell you also mokoto computers 1.3 million at SHS level. Meanwhile, textbooks for basic level 4 years won't mean printing. exercise books by time 2050 the free exercise book by me share a coalition on education for communication almost just a intervention no abrasi and say amamu
Asempa FM
amahini want to print textbooks in my basic schools yet also better computers 1.3 million I'm a secondary school kwala. When I tell you say the thinking is purely political I say money what other inference can you make from this sort of policy making? Basic things you cannot fulfill them. Into even in the implementation of the more social interventions, you must do reasonable prioritization. You target the most critical needs first. As I said, Yameya Domna Futuni be a become mutra, but you be asoso. This is how any reasonable government behaves.
We manifesto Badabe.
Oh, make us say, in fact, I feel back on the fenny. And then him before could empire where in this any of for crowd almost won him. They may not necessarily be in this, but only the NT who don't be come edge of margin and session. Almost as a year etnasi is in Kunya, etchere in some. In terms of Medimano Comeri Anessa, my enche biano on Rabbi Dine and this party 24. Another
people's manifesto.
Oh, sir, no son is any to my consultation baby. If I said down who they will send a baby a tremolo. But work is, in fact, work is almost complete. In terms biano. Ye internal processes here. And there's a calendar, there's a timetable.
So among the issues, you're still regulating the front of Okada.
Oh, sir, again, you see, Omahini. Me say not. Michelle Okada for being Mudi Nkumo. Oba Eka, Woko, Bonobi to say Yame Domina Dia. Okada boys, see, they are fulfilling a certain need. Yes, say, me know me on your card. Oh, in this year, so I say, you are to us a crane and say, bit me for swako. And you be no work hard when you be a crowd between your taxi car. So by a over who send a quantity. A quantity crowd account to me for so. Into the only option war and you kada. Wufi kwekutu ba sebua. Na a hono car betwemwa. I just said don't show me no. Na okada tina betina so. That is your circumstance. Into there is a gap. Nipa no air number 1. Number 2. Sa branch na you okada no only option. In terms of the the option is 7 periods so be we ade and also be buada. Inti the only option one is say obey say adwuma no timi de ahwe no. Na onya 50 cedis and 20 cedis that crowd ya to ko bi edi. That is his circumstance. Inti wo ya ban na wo ye nhihye ya. Say the papa mu dia na anka wenya adwuma ma na ye meboa. Adwuma obetimi aja ketu ya konkan. No nya bi ama na ye. Ana so mpo no say transport na neje ho na anka ama ne car. Now the year. But when you be man, no one edits the morium air dear. Want to mean your policy, and you had a new free woman home watching. Did the answer way and say, Quan benefit me a fast swab was any panel. I must say, man, or no crown or sebi. New one a yano and no brassy may cast safety standards and regulation. Yakasa, and no interest and Yamahofraka is a year. Now also ye a banya, which you could yasso. Nipano 8 yards toward the mouth. When you're 800 billion in 6 years, won't mean one, not all year. Now because a member now wouldn't move forward. Then you are not a serious government again. Into yes, sir, regulatory approach near thereby to regulate sir space. No, it was important. It reflects our social democratic values. Say we are saying no, in sense here yepe. Into all that obeys the one air condition air far home. The obi only means of transport. This better na mutechi. If we musunkwa, edi akwa bodunwa. What a cantonments. Oh, fi cantonments, could do a bon restaurant, or better air condition. Until we say we are saying one no. Until what you kada. Not what you say, and then you can now do a home. But that is their reality and circumstance. So it is their duty of policymakers to make sure say sono why be a bua di. Into any the bonnet and on any day it will be defended.
Again, the support for the disabled at the tertiary in
of course, sir. Oh yes, answer what target it. Near say me ko send me ko University and I'm work Katanga Hall. Abrantie and rancher in this wash. Friday you are always around. To your man. You be no me to na ha and yadia ebeas and papa. Ye hoarding. Obiso wa say be pediasa. Won't be pun sorry nanti no so be school ni bi. One wo enye pe. Inti sense na ba wo be show no kane asoba yedin. Wa hwe nipa ujane na so. So it is a valid investment. Was ye near the boa. Oh yes, Anna. Then you are being a responsible government. You are taking care of the vulnerable, which is also your responsibility. Now, what ma anka say or man here or done the car papa be more air conditioning fan. who sign the BA Pune so now omo any BA no omo watch. That is not how you make policy. Into 2020, may I believe I won't say you abano, but I suspect my gut feeling, and it's a Ghana for the run or manifesto. Maybe other considerations led them to vote for MPP, but they did not disagree substantially with our manifesto. Which before the TFA, so they didn't even know what to do, baby. No, the same book that are almost I feel like I said they will give them cash and a glass of money. They have not been able to fulfill it. Okay, for until we will have very major policies. Ning and the fiber and they say we must stabilize the economy. Until I don't know one penny mama say that's the first price because Sebi say what's a car? Now a quarter minimum. We first responsibility be ye minimum. And son of Beko Benkum wako nufa wako and until you must stabilize the economy. Then through that everything else will follow. At your moment Sika say ye basa na memo basa Akufo Addo ne Alhaji Bawumia ne fence Kenofrata any governor of Bank of Ghana. Aya ene yakwa ahochire mu etisa na nya de ye so we will prioritize spending. Opposition talk. Any opposition talk. Na see ya hwe ya ba be mu no. Na mfonso ye ho. Me na me ye deputy information that we frame to man no. Na asema ba ne ye chire mu ne ye. Until we had our flaws. There's not a perfect government anyway. We will not be a perfect government by any means. But on hine, we see we've been in government 4 times. MPP so say 2024. They would have been in government 4 times. I can say anywhere. Say we were far better government than MPP. At least the figures show it. Far better. MPP debu ben we ya. Omoda so timo. Say yen ye yan kam yeso ye tu.
Ahomaso ne anyway.
Amemu o mabui. Oman amemu o mabui. Say omanpeni to me gina hoka say his priority is building a $450 million cathedral. How? Say omanpeni to me ka say may appoint 125 ministers. How?
But as we speak presently, say omanbeyeti want to say na mo the second term on find ejuma. Ntia now they no asoso.
Now, I don't know what is the substantial difference. Nipa was
86.
Maybe Nipa was so good a year flat house. It negates any gains that South 14 or Tesno would have brought. Nipa 337 political appointees. No more yedding. Oh, flat house. I'm catching them. Who information minister? Who communications director? Me, I'm in here. Eugene. Ebia when your deputy man be a man. Maybe information minister no so deputy. Ministry be our substantive minister. I on any lead spokesperson of the ministry. Our deputy, be no come 2 deputies.
Asempa FM.
Who Ministry of Finance here? They are properly structured. More communications officer. Ye training ye. Unimode. Ministry be our PR.
Asempa FM.
It's when ya Sanipa 18 chef last house in their communication setup to do what? Ellen Omoye. What do you need? What do you need these numbers for? It is not justifiable. Any idea over to me as so can be aso. It or how I almost there self-inflicted. But the person can say, and this near Enfonso way home. Me I sure say about them one for so by home. But a memo baby Akufo Addo any Alhaji Bawumia they could do it. You will never get there. We are a far better government than the MPP. This one, or mine way no. Of course, MPP before will send messages to dispute it. But Obia would do no credit. Will tell you that's what American here. And we must be clear.
So the Benamo do a 2 things. Dr. Manebo Mane Morani made the Benamo.
Oh, I'm saying no, you be jama in penny for Sabi. Member say I ran ahead of myself. To me, yes, I didn't mean some. In penny for so mean the home come some member who do. Into me, sure say Sabi and Yadi Dickie, I ever about to Ghana. You wish you would be. You didn't come about to be telling quiet fast. You didn't go soon to him. Yes, you had yes, you're free at the end of floor. I will be into every criminal who bet in penny for Yabeano in a timely fashion. I be my queen. I answer say, yeah, you beat me a day in some Atugana for we should expect a change running meeting. Oh, I don't any means. Any means. To see idea. Names in be a baba. Oh, and they say, I don't have any speculation, and yet it is not unusual. You see that any of the dick and any of the betrayal. It's me, these are formidable names. And I'm just always see speculation is allowed. Once the announcement has not been made, you give room for speculation. It is allowed. It's all crowded. It's part of the game. I don't think any serious political actor should be surprised. And I said, I will be what I do. Nipa or what to me, so be as and any flag bearer in consultation with NDC party in penny for. Sabrina Swan, say ye ne da obeye oya ye nyina ye wo asudie se ye beta na chi ni ata ni pa obeyi ne so achi ni abo dewura emu odene na Ghana fo agi atum ye ni so ye nka se esan se akufo da memo no anko yi it is arguably the worst government a yin nti no ya fa ne trada asa menim say ye ka say die Ghana fo dodo na no o mesu ma
Asempa FM
said they will vote against MPP. Now, on my name, when say every election is a referendum on incumbents. Every election, because the TNS say a month for energy, a member, a binding ebu, and found one is a papa who opposition. They are satisfied. Ejuma we your mind. It's answer more than more SO need to know. We requisitum on now, so that is all for Rabesha one night. I just be our body on the toast, no more yet in Jomo who say. Nipanka now mutie odwumedie no from because of modern months and that is the only time they will be tempted to change. But if you are delivering, your output is good. Now amount for energy, your listenership is growing. Why would they bother? Referendum no will be had in 2024. But we in the opposition also must convince them say, okay, abaya was no omo home. Now mum ye ba ye be ABCD ebe boa man puntu about brabo. Na omato abama ye am ya ba beye and no echi no so omehwe ya bakwasem which is allowed. Me I don't run away from that debate e ade a eye no kre ya bakwasem ne kire say sin to be e wo ye ho wo kan nyina aboma ye papa bebre sin dia akufo ado ne ba me echi.
That's what you believe?
Absolutely ma me saka bako but kire economy yen shase
free SHS
and open ade yen wo education wo Ghana
they said don't know
me say and open ade
you could hold there now the whole church
me say
but what admit say that impact is so huge.
Masa,
you admit
Masa, look at the problems of here when say me say mate and I say I can't even follow the calendar because it's erratic and kola could do second years for them could do 5 weeks of here on bet 3 months. What kind of education system is that?
Felix Mamenda says
this is school who's mark 5 days
0302 21
free SHS is not the only thing.
Mama mobile numbers we measure up na health crana agenda 111 so nim dey question well various stages of completion in terms of
akufa catch say between June of
baby
any June 2021 the promise was clear or see within 1 year between
now,
June
even as some challenges
it's no more all share abo no mi asase
0302 216545
all share abo no na asase
0302 216546 mama na asin so na me aduma me sure say more of these conversations no ebeba AAK there and other matters
na me share AAK fo nyina am so omoji utu mpa wo
Medomasi. Okay, so we're joining the conversation as we wrap up the show on 0302 216545 0302 216546 na intibindi enkomo. Good evening, Apom to say hello. Hello, good evening. Lower or radio set in my pacho.
Hello.
Hello.